Chris.
Thank you very much, Kirsty, down there at the Met Office. Have a good day down there. So that's okay-ish for today. Bit of wind up on top. Lots of messages coming up. Just see what about the Cat and Fiddle? The Cat and Fiddle, which is down near Macclesfield sort of way. After the Cat and Fiddle on the camper van for today's race, Brew and Radio TT. Now, they got the Cat and Fiddle because of the height, so you can actually get AM 1368 from there. Engineer Ed. There you go. And it's quite a good run up there. The pub's not open anymore, but there's a little tea room just down the hill, actually.
If you've got your camper van, you've got everything you need, haven't you?
You're completely right there. More messages.
Yeah, we just want to remind people about this. This is from Gillian. Live streaming of all practices and racing on the MGP official fan page. Good luck to everybody as well, says Gillian. And this is interesting. Alex says he listens every morning to the show from work, but he keeps getting told off. And Andre, in reply to that, says, when I worked in a plumber's spare shop a couple of years ago, I'd have Manx Radio TT on all race week to a point the colleagues told me to shut it off, but by then the MGP senior race was on, so there was no chance.
Yeah, so they wouldn't do it. A lot of people do that, though. I mean, a lot of people have it on in the background. I know guys who listen at their desk and stuff, and obviously listen to the online streaming, and then be able to watch the Manx Grand Prix coverage as well around the track. That's a great thing, isn't it, what the Manx Grand Prix guys have done, Damian, isn't it? You've been here a couple of years now, and what they're doing is great, just to help the event on a little bit, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant, yeah. It makes it so much more accessible, for people. Up to that it was, just listen on the radio.
That was it, wasn't it? Yeah, because obviously no TV coverage. I mean, there hasn't been TV coverage of the Manx for years and years and years, to be honest with you. So this is quite good what they've done, and the technology that they've got involved in it it's coming on every year. And I think they've got. I think they had Nick Jeffries helping them out doing a little bit of stuff. I think, yeah. Mm-hmm. You look like you're going to speak, Gareth.
No.
Like that. Anyway,
I think they used to do it. They used to do Sky Sports used to do it years and years ago.
Yeah, they used to. I think they tried to do the TT live as well, but I think
I watched it from Bushies one time back in the 90s.
Watched it back from Bushies in the 90s.
That's a retro
I can't think
one.
of the guy who fell off. There's a guy who fell off. He was the guy carrying the live camera as well, and he fell off at the railway at Union Mills. And Dave, somebody. Anyway, Beth.
I just wonder, from your point of view, but particularly Gareth and Chawke, because it's more recent for you. No offence, Damian. But we've got the newcomers race at 12:15 today. How are they going to be feeling at this point in time?
Pretty nervous. I would say there wouldn't have been too much sleep last night, and I saw a couple of the guys, Andy Mack, there putting Facebook posts up at some obscene time this
4
morning.
in the morning or something.
Yeah, so that's. I'm sure the nerves are now starting to sort of hit them.
Is it kind of helpful as a newcomer, because you've all been the newcomers side of thing, when you've got a good team around you, good set of friends, because that's what it's all about with the Manx Grand Prix. It's you guys with your bike, with your van, with your awning, with your pop-up gazebos, and friends, isn't it?
Yeah, most important, the people around you.
Yeah, and you know that you can say to it, right, I need this doing, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Taking that pressure off, it's something less to worry about, that you can focus on what you're about to do.
Did you hear Brian Reid yesterday morning? If you look around here, you see all the photographs. 40 years of the Manx Grand Prix Newcomers race, and Brian was involved in the first Newcomers race, 1978. And I said to him, "So how did you get here then?" He said, "Oh, it was just me and the bike. No van. No. Well, so you just rode it on the boat at Belfast? No, I got a lift down to then we got it off the boat, and then he disappeared in his van, and I just rode it up here and parked it up against the wall and went out and did the race, and then rode it back to me digs." I can't remember where he said he was staying, to be honest.
Well, didn't he stop at Quarterbridge because his garage was just up the road?
That's right. Bradenbridge. It was Bradenbridge. So he was at Braden up there in Bradenbridge, and that's what it used to be here at the Manx Grand Prix when the guys weren't in the pad like you guys are basically all here now. All the vans are turned, the bikes come off, they do the practice, and then they shut them back in the van, and then they go off. Or, alternatively, they'd ride from here to Bradenbridge, or they do the practice lap, and they pull off at Bradenbridge, they pull off at Quarterbridge. And that was the way it used to be. Can you imagine doing that now? Would you rather be in a garage away from this place, or would you like to be here in the central hub, if you could call it that?
I think it's better to be here, because some people like to be, some riders like to be away and kind of get their head clear and stuff, I suppose. But I think sometimes if you're here, like, you can, even if you're tinkering away with the bike or if you have problems, there's no time limit on it. Like, if you get a few hours sleep, that's fine and that, but at least you're there, and you always have to be doing something with it,
Absolutely. Beth, you got more questions there? If you think there's more, it's bouncing
Just,
on all the time.
Lots of good luck messages. We've had a few for Barry Sheenan in the newcomers race today.
Barry Sheen, yeah.
Lots of messages coming in from them. A more technical one there about categories in the race.
How many categories are there? And if the internal technical improvements in the engines are limited. Less modern pieces would they be more equal? Are they already limited? Well, I'm pretty sure you will get dynoed if you get to the not dynoed. You'll get stripped down, won't you? That's the correct terminology. The bikes, the top 3 will get pulled in, and maybe the 4th place person, and maybe even the 5th place person will get pulled into technical inspection. And well done to all the team there. They've had such a hard job this week with the delays and extra things and bits and bobs we've had to do. So the first 3 bikes will get stripped down. Now I know there's a lot of consternation sometimes about the fact that they have to do that. Some events you just take the bikes to the dyno them, make sure they're all right and away. I mean, some of the Irish National Road race is done. Once a race is finished, it's done, isn't it? That's at the end of the day. But here, the bikes will get stripped down, and obviously they will be checked. And well, we have had instances, I think, of the TT in the past, and here as well at the Classic TT, especially where things are found to be just a little bit awry. I think we kind of say. What's your opinion, boys? We've just got about 4 and a bit minutes to go on the show this morning. Your opinion on the Classic TT with the riders that are coming here? Is it good to get out on track with these guys? Because obviously, on the bigger bikes, you guys, what do you think?
Yeah, it's good to. It's we're probably not going to get the chance to run with those guys. The guys on the super bikes and things. I think we can just about tag on to them for a few corners now, so we can learn some good lines and teach ourselves a bit more about the track. Yeah,
and you're learning stuff, and you think, oh, blimey, I can do that instead. Because there's the super bikes, the top boys, many are doing 126, 127, but some of the guys are doing 118s, 119s. That's kind of similar to what you boys are kind of doing on the 600s and that, 750s and that. So it's good. And Damian, your thoughts on that?
It's great. It's great to see some of the older bikes on the classic. And I think bikes you'd never normally see, and obviously to get out and track with them, you do learn a lot. I mean, when I was a newcomer here in 2015, I took one whole lap behind Keith Moore, and he was on some sort of I can't remember him, noisy Manx
even 500 or something, yeah.
But I could have passed him anywhere on the lap on straights and on speed, but in that one lap I learned so much. Because he just didn't slow down. Just so much speed in corners, and when you tag onto somebody like that, you learn so much for your own laps.
Well, that used to be the adage, didn't it, with the Manx Grand Prix, especially with the old style of classic racing. The thing was, look for the guy in the white bib and follow him. James?
Yeah, definitely. It's a big asset to be able to follow the boys in the classics. As Damien says, the boys in the older bikes are unreal corner speed and everything. And then on the super bikes, you've the top boys like Dean Harrison and Derek Shields and all them. And I know we don't get to see much of them out there, but at least they're there to talk to, and it is very good for a newcomer and anybody stepping up through the mix.
And that's the thing, is that there seems to be a really a sort of a family atmosphere about this. And I know we talked jokingly yesterday about some of the rivalries, which is sort of built up a little bit, but it seems to be that if you go up to one of those boys, they will
help you.
They will help you.
Absolutely,
every single one of them as well, won't they? They certainly will. We're just on 8:57 here on the chat show this morning. Last couple of messages, I think, coming in. Any more coming in there?
Well, we've got John listening in from Perth in Australia in my home bar full of bike stuff.
Oh, that's the way forward, isn't it?
Certainly sounds like the way forward. And again, some more good luck messages.
Good luck to Nathan, from all the lads at David Glover Upholsterers. Nathan, of course, Nathan Harrison, brother of Glenn, son of Dean, who's a rider himself, ex-Traveller Marshall, and they're down at that I can't do it.
Cheese slice.
Cheese slice, yeah, that's what we call it, cheese slice advert there. So, boys, what's the plan today? What's the plan for you boys today? Practice laps?
Get a lap in.
Get a lap in.
Hopefully get a couple of laps in, for tomorrow.
Yeah, lap in the 600, lap in the 650 after. I need one to qualify the 650 after the other day, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's quite accessible to go in and speak to the organiser. Look, I'm just struggling here a little bit. They're good like that. And absolutely, that's very important. Just a reminder again about the schedule for today, Beth.
Yep, the roads are going to close hopefully around the course at 11:30. That's when our commentary team is going to be on air as well. From 12:15, we've got the Manx Grand Prix Newcomers Race A and B over 4 laps. Then we've got that practice lap over 2 laps at 2:20, with roads scheduled to open around the course at 4:15. And just thank you to everybody who's been in touch with us this morning. If you want to watch back any of the chat show, if you boys would like to go and see how amazing you were, you can go to the Manx Radio portal at manxradio.com.
Can I just say hello to my mum and dad at home watching it on Keel and
Where's
everyone
your
that
t-shirt?
supported me to get me
Where's
back.
your t-shirt?
Back in the van. So just thanks to everyone at home. Thanks for all your help, and see how the week goes.
Damian?
Yeah, I'm the same. Massive thanks to everybody, everybody at home that helps me out. I wouldn't be here I wouldn't be here I wouldn't have a hope of getting here only for them, you know. And you know, it's huge. It's great to get all the support. And just another thing is, just the best of luck to all the newcomers. You know, especially the Irish guys, because we have a good crop of them this year. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gareth.
Yeah, everybody back home, and the two guys who would have been stuck without this year, Stevie and
Wayne.
Matt, aka Wayne, back in the truck there. I think they've got a bit of a sore head this morning.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right,
A few
boys.
too many lemonades last night.
Well, that's all right. As long as you put a little umbrella in it, then you'll be all right. Gentlemen, thanks for coming in this one. James Chawke, Damian Horan and Gareth Evans. Thanks for coming in, guys. Beth, thanks for you as well. We'll be back on air. Well, I'll be back on air. Oh, you're doing my show.
I'm doing your show, so I'm
She's
heading
doing my
up
show
to
on
the other
Northern Max Radio,
side.
so
now.
off you go to the dark side. Thanks to Alex back at base. Thanks to Ed, our engineer. Thanks to Chris and thanks to Ben. It's just on 9 o'clock. We'll take the news with John Moss.